Hey everyone, this is your boy Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today we are doing something different, something unique, something special. And I have this incredible veteran, this woman. She is huge, 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 huge. The biggest heart I've ever seen on the planet, Miss DeeDee DeMilo. You guys won't want to miss 1 second of this very special woman that I'm bringing to the stage on Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Here we go. Hey everyone, it's your boy Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and I have this incredible heart of gold, Miss DeeDee DeMilo, coming to the stage. She's a phenomenal woman, a hero of mine, someone I follow and subscribe to, and she is impactful. She does so many different things, works with animals. She's in the United States military for over 16 years. And outside of that, she does pinup. She's a pinup model, and she does pinup pageants, has run the gambit. She does it all. She's a mom, a wife, all of it. And she has made time for us today on Gentleman Style Podcast, this social butterfly. Help me welcome to the stage the incredible Miss, I call her, we know her as Miss Hollywood herself. Help me welcome her to the stage, Miss Hollywood herself. Welcome to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Thank you for being here with us. You look incredible.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Miss Dawn. Miss Dawn, tell us what you're modeling today. This is pinup, right? This is the pinup
Yeah,
style.
kind of like a pinup outfit. So I actually got into pinup because this is how I dress every day. My friends, they were like, "You should make a pinup calendar. You should do pinup," and I was like, no, it's okay. I'm not ready for that." And then one day I decided to enter a contest, and ever since then I was hooked. Now I do pinup. I'm part of the pinup community.
I absolutely love that, and I love the fact that you're so diverse. You do it all, and I don't even know how you do it all. How do you find the time or the energy? You do pinup. You won third place in the Miss Pinup Model competition. How was that? What was that like? Can you speak to what is pinup modeling? Can you help us?
Yeah, so it's actually really fun. So even if you don't win, of course, it's not about winning. You get to meet new people along the way. You can build friendships, and you kind of just network. So we all have something different to bring to the table. And like people ask me about animals, and then there are other people, outside of pinup that do legal. And so if you need help with something else, you can rely on your pinup sisters to help you. But it's a judgment free zone, and it's just really fun. So I always felt like it didn't really fit into like a group or a category until I met pinup people. And so now I feel like I'm part of this pinup community, but you get to express yourself. So you can dress however you want because it's more than just your classic pinup. So they have alternative pinup, the classic pinup. There's a bunch of different like pinup styles. And so there's room for everybody to fit in. But really, it's all about the friendships that you build along the way. So it's not so much about winning. I mean, that's a plus, but yeah, it's more so about the people you meet.
I told y'all, an incredible heart of gold. Well, congratulations again. You deserve it. You're incredible. You are a military veteran. What is that like? Why can you tell us why did you join the military? Can I ask?
So it's actually a funny story. I had no plans on joining. I was a 17-year-old little girl, and we went to pick my brother up from the library today. Marjorie was right across the street from the library that my brother was at. My mom just looked at me and said, "Don, why don't you join the military?" And I looked at her and I kind of just gave her this look and I said, okay. She's like, are you serious? I was joking. I said, yeah, I'll go see what it's about. So we walked in there and I asked the recruiter and I said, well, we don't deploy, right? We stay stateside, like National Guard, that, right? He's like, yeah, just sign the paper. I signed the paper not knowing what I was going to get into. Again, I'm a 17-year-old, like teenage girl. I go off for boot camp and then I get there. They're like, your recruiter lied to you. You will deploy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared now. But it turned out to be like a great adventure because I'm still here almost years later and I'm still in the military. So I'm glad it worked out because the people in the military, again, it's kind of like in a community, they become families. So they're like my brothers and sisters. I rely on them outside of the military. I hang out with a lot of them outside of the military setting because of so it's actually a really fun ride for me. I can retire in 3.5 years, but I'm not ready to keep going. You know, that goes to
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Love it. What's your specific job in the military? What is it you do?
so believe it or not, a lot of people they're like, really, no way. I figured you'd be like some admin or something, because I am girly, but I'm actually a vehicle mechanic and I am certified in hotel recovery. So I have nails and stuff. So for a lot of people, it's hard to believe. But yeah, I'm a vehicle mechanic with recovery certification to tow. Like I drive a big wrecker.
That is super. I would have never guessed. That's incredible. That's
Yeah,
inc- that's super exciting. Keeps you on your toes. Keep you active and fit. You're a fitness. I consider you a fitness guru. Again, you. I feel guilty every time. Every time, like I drive past the gym, I'm like, man, I should go. That's incredible. So thank you for that. You have done something unique. You gave a shout out to a young lady about the Willis Jeep and how she decked out this Jeep. Can you talk about a little bit about what she did and what was significant about that? Because that was unique. That was epic when I saw it.
definitely. So it was actually for a pinup contest. I actually won Miss Hanu 2023 at that pinup contest. So yeah, for one, that was right there. But the Jeep was amazing. So I would say that superseded my win because I just felt so honored. I got to sign the tire of her Jeep. So she dedicates her Jeep to military personnel, and it is all decked out. You guys have to see this Jeep. Her name is Michelle. I'll see if I can maybe put a link in my bio. But anybody that she runs into that is military, she'll allow them to sign her tire. She pretty much begs you to sign her tire because she wants to ride around and honor military person. So it's awesome. We have friends and we talk all the time now. And I met her at a pinup contest. Pinup can do a lot.
It's true. That's so true. That's so true. Shout out to the Jeep, Miss Willis. If you see this, I when I'm in town, if I'm ever in town, I'd love to check it out. But I love that shout out that you did. That video was phenomenal, very detailed. You guys go check it out. Check it out. Huge. So I want to touch on this because this is also a part of you. You also work with animals. How has that been like, and why you have an incredible mind, you have a beautiful mind, you can do anything you want. Why working with animals?
So I've always loved animals. You know, all kids like animals, but I think like my sister, I had a little bit more passion when it came to animals, and hers kind of, veered towards children. And she would always make fun of me, like, you pay to help the animals, while I'm paying to help the kids. Like, we're totally different. But I used to actually send money into the ASPCA, and they would send me pictures of like a cat and a dog. And my friend actually made fun of me. She's like, I'll laugh if you get a picture of a goldfish. But so anyway, so when I got older, when I became an adult, I actually went to school and got certified as a veterinary assistant. And I did my internship where I'm at now. They actually hired me on because they liked me, I guess, while I was doing my internship. And then they offered me a job when I was done. And I've been there. April will make 11 years. And I moved up, thankfully. But I can't leave. Like there are times, we question, are we doing the right thing? Are we where we need to be in life? And I keep going back to no, I need to stay here. But I'm not gonna lie, there have been times where I'm like, this isn't for me, I need to leave because it can be stressful. You have to make tough decisions but I know where I'm at is where I need to be. Like there's no way I could leave. I love the animals, I love what I do for the animals, and that's where my heart is. I'm very passionate about it. So
I love that. Miss Hollywood, I gotta ask, how do you juggle all of it? You're military veteran, you're a mechanic, you're dealing you love on and you take care of animals, you're a mother, you're a parent, you're a wife. How do you juggle it all? How do you do it all?
caffeine. No, I'm just
Lots and lots of caffeine.
all the time. I think about like drive and the passion. So if you're not able to juggle it, then it's probably not for you because I'm passionate about it. Like that's what keeps me going. If I didn't have a passion for it, I probably wouldn't be able to, and I would go somewhere else. But really, it's because I love what I do. So, and I think if you're where you need to be and it's something you love, you're gonna find a will. You're gonna find a way. If there's a will, there's a way, and you're gonna get it done. So these are the things I'm really passionate about. It's what I enjoy doing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you how long do you see yourself, you know, juggling all of those hats? Is there something else you want to do? Because what you all don't know is this woman stays in school. She stays on her academics. She also has her bachelor's in criminal justice. She's military. I mean, is what's the goal for you, if any, if you could share?
Yeah. So I always said if I could be a real lifetime Abby from NCIS, I would do it. So anywhere I go, it's so funny because I was asked like 5 times in one day. They're like, you know who you look like? And I'm like, Abby from NCIS. And they're like, yeah, that's what I was going to. And this is my go-to hairstyle, the braids and the bangs. It's part of my pinup look. I've had bangs as a little girl. Like I can't get rid of them. So I'm thankful the military has bangs. But yeah, I mean, if I could be a real lifetime Abby and still have something to do with animals, like cruelty investigation or something like that, where I use my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, then I would do that. But I'm actually content where I'm at right now. But yeah, I have been to school 3 times.
Highly educated, highly educated. She loves to learn. She loves to do new things, try new things. Like I told y'all in the beginning, she's a jack of all trades, and she does it with a passion, and her passion comes out. Miss Hollywood, I have to ask the question because I know for me it was hard when I joined the military.
Mhm.
How did mom and dad take the news when their baby girl was heading out to join the military?
So my mom, again, she's the one who asked me, so it wasn't really a
Yeah.
big deal for her. Because when I was a teenager, I got into some trouble, and I'm sorry I talk with my hands, but
Yeah.
for her, it was a good thing for me. Well, my dad, because I was only 17, I needed his permission. I needed him to sign for me, because I was still a minor. And I went up to him and I said, Dad, will you please sign this for me? That way I can join the military. I was all excited. And he's like, there is no way I'm doing that. I am not signing. You could die, blah, blah, blah. And he wouldn't sign. And I said, all right, Dad, remember, I turn 18 soon and I won't need your signature. And I'm going to remember that you did not support me. And I said, so you might as well sign now. And then I know I have your support. And if not, then I'm just going to do it the minute I turn 18. And he's like, fine, just give me that paper. So, I mean, at first he wasn't on board, but then he, learned to deal with it. He supported me throughout.
Yeah. I really love your page and love the heart. That's why I asked about it, because your dad has become my hero as well. And seeing how you talk about him and you share about him is just it's inspiring. It's an encouraging. It's again, what you do. That's why people are drawn to you, man. Like you are awesome. You're a
Thank you.
superhero, and not in that crazy, crazy fan way where the person was like, "Hey, you got life so perfect." Like, no, it's not perfect. Life isn't perfect. You just how we cope. I
Yeah.
need. Mental health is such a big thing.
Mhm.
It's I don't think it's even talked about enough, especially as veterans. And so I recently myself experienced a really bad breakdown, dealing with the VA, dealing with so much stuff. Mental health is the talk of the town. Any tips or advice on how do you cope or how do you deal with it as a veteran?
Yeah, I think keeping an open line of communication is probably key because a lot of people shut down. They talk about it, bottle it up inside, because we frowned on, like especially always frowned. Yeah, per week. But I think we're doing a better job of letting people know. So definitely line of communication, finding hobbies, finding hobbies, finding your mind distracted, occupied. That helps a lot. I actually went to a class. They sent me to a class to become a contact person for people needing help or needing somebody to talk to, and I learned what signs to look for and what to pick up. So I mean, if anybody needs to talk, I'm here. If anybody needs help, I'm here. Like you said, I'm a little social butterfly, so I'll do my best to make you laugh. I'm good at making fun of myself. But yeah, I definitely think it's like reaching out to people and just finding a hobby, something you enjoy doing to get your mind off of what you're doing. Especially for me, years, losing the best friend, lost my recruit, um, which are really sad things. Those are really sad things. Just have to go it's working out. I am working out. It helps like rush I need it, but like friends, support group, all deal. I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have a man, such an incredible heart. You have a son and a daughter, correct?
Yeah, yeah. My little heathens back there. My daughter, my son's in middle school. You can only imagine.
Can they join the military with mom?
My son has. So my daughter wants to do like fashion. And she doesn't want to be a part of the military. She sees how I have to leave all the time, and she's like, "That is not for me." But and in the transition to go from like this pinup looking fashionista to like being in uniform, it's a big transition. Nails, lashes, all that have to be in regulation. So she's like, "Nope, not for me." But my son, he's so cute. When I come home, he like always grabs my helmet and he puts it on. And he's like, "Look, mommy, I'm a soldier." And of course, he salutes like that. And I'm like, "We need to work on this salute if you're going to join the military." And I told him, because, not to brag because he's my son, but just being factual here, he does have a high IQ because he is on the border, on the spectrum border, and he's highly high functioning. So he's super, super smart. And I told him if you do join, you could go to the officer side. You could be the brains of everything because we know how that works. Like you have officer and enlisted, they make a plan and then we execute. And so my son's all for that, coming up with a plan and brainstorming, and that's what he wants to do. But he wants to do his part, and he sees mommy doing her part, and he wants to do his part, and I'm okay with that.
Super dope. Super dope. Super dope. Super. There you have it, y'all. Miss Hollywood herself being awesome. How many tattoos do you have?
Oh gosh. I promised my husband many, many years ago I wouldn't get it anymore, but he just learned to accept me for me. But when we first got together, like he's like, "All right, so are you gonna like get your whole body tattooed?" And I'm like, "No, no." And he's like, "All right, well, I think you have enough." And I was like, "Yeah, this is it. I promise, no more." And then another tattoo later, or another year later, I have a couple more tattoos, and he's just like, whatever, your body, whatever, I'll love you for who you are. But I do have a lot, and like since my dad passed, I went and got one of him, and it has a clock for like the date and time of his death. I don't think a lot of people know, but he actually passed on Father's Day a few years back while I was on military orders, so it was really hard for me. But going back to what we said about communicating and being open and just having like friends to talk to, you really do need that. And so if anybody needs a friend, anybody needs somebody to talk to, I'm here. I'll be here. I have listeners.
Love it, love it, love it. Relationships, right? Relationships. We touched on your military career while you joined, your kids, your husband. H- How has your husband supported you in everything? Because this is advice that could really help couples, right, survive. There are many relationships that didn't survive the military service. What is your secret sauce? Can you spill some of the tea that you the knowledge and wisdom that you have learned over the years of being married?
Yeah, so there was a point where we almost didn't make it. I mean, I think everybody's been through that, relationships almost fail from time to time. And you have to learn, like, I had to learn that men are wired completely different than women because I didn't understand why I'm so big on communication. He's not, or why he doesn't answer me and I always answer him. Or I had to learn that men are different. Like, men are wired different. Like, men have testosterone and we have estrogen. And so once you learn that, I think it'll help understand and learn the personality. Like, it's like the medical field. It's forever changing. You're forever learning something about the medical field. There's always something new to learn. Same with your partner. It doesn't matter how many years you've been together. There's going to be something you don't know. There's always more to learn. So I think by trying to learn that person and understand that person, seeking to understand is going to help you. But I used to get upset. Instead of sitting back and asking why this happened, I just used to, blah 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 blah, and learn to sit back and say, okay, so why did you do that, or why did this go this way? And then it gave him a chance to explain, and then I was like, oh, okay, I understand. But we need to like seek to understand and actually listen to our partner, because if you're not listening to your partner and it's all about you and your feelings in that moment, you're not going to get anywhere. um, but he was also military and we met in the military, so I think it's easier for him to understand when it comes to the military aspect side of it. But even if your partner wasn't military, I think just listening to each other. And I mean, we've even done counseling because, like I said, there was a point where we almost didn't make it. You're always going to have things interrupt your relationship, and you're going to have people who don't want you together. And just working on each other and taking the time out to spend some quality time together will really help.
Absolutely. Whose idea was it for counseling? Was it your idea? I feel like it was your idea.
Yeah, it was. I knew like we weren't getting anywhere, and like there came a point where I was like, that's it. Like we're not gonna be together. He went and stayed with his mom for a few days, and like it was really bad. Like I was gonna move out and move in with my sister, and I'm like, this isn't right. Like we have kids, we have home, like pets. Like we need to sit down. We need to figure this out. Are we really gonna move forward and have a broken home, or are we gonna try to work this out? Because you realize even if it may seem better in the moment to be with somebody new, like it's going to end up like that. You're going to have problems eventually, and one day you're going to have to face it, and you're going to have to work on it. So we decided, okay, let's just work on it because it'll be like this with somebody later on, and so why not just work on the person who already knows about you, you know? But I can tell, no matter how many fought and split up, we've always come back. I just know that my person, no matter what's happening, we always find a way to end up. But I know he's meant for me, and I'm for him.
You just said a really big nugget, right? It's not just, oh, that's it. We let's split up, let's part ways. it's okay. We gotta work on this, and I think sometimes just like you said it earlier, like you just said it, like we sometimes get away and think the grass is greener because we're away. Like, oh, look how much better my life is without her or him. Instead of saying, well, you're gonna have to face this sometime. Maybe even not in this relationship, but in the next one, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you two were wise enough. You were wise enough to say, listen, you're I'm here. I'm here with you. We got all this stuff. How can we work together? And that's big. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. Round of applause for both of you, man.
Sorry, I need
You're fine.
a sip of
No,
water. See, I love anything that's glittery and sparkly, but we joke around now. You can make light of a situation once it's passed, but we joke around. We tell each other, if we ever do split up, the dog is going to go wherever the kids go. So if we have to share custody, the dog's going. I have a dog and 3 chickens. Could you imagine transporting chickens?
oh my gosh. Explain that one at the family reunion or the divorce papers, right? It's like we're breaking up the money, the house, and the chickens.
Chickens.
Like the judge is like, did I read that correctly? Like what?
I know the people would look at that and laugh. I know. I
Yeah.
love.
I love you guys. You guys have become my absolute favorite couple.
Thank you.
Miss I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything you're doing, Miss Hollywood. I this is your show. This is our little TED talk. And I again I want to bring it back because your dad was such a hero. Fathers are so necessary. You're so necessary. And I want to ask you this. If remove us, the audience, everybody watching, if dad was here right now in front of you, what would you say to him?
Um, I would definitely tell him that I appreciate everything because again, when I was a teenager, I was a bad teenager, and I would apologize for that. But I mean, I also have a tattoo that says "No regrets, just mistakes," because the mistakes are what lead us to where we are. I know how much I did love him and how much I miss him, and I would definitely spend more time with him because and they always say it, and I know it's repetitive, but you never know how much time you have with a person. And I listened to voicemails. I kept all his voicemails and everything. And there was one, and it made me really sad. And it said, "Dawn, how come you don't answer me?" And I think about that, and I'm like, I really should have spent more time with him. Like, you never know when your last day is going to be. You could be young, you could be older. Your last day could be in a second. Um, so I would just let him know how much I actually did care about him, and I would thank for everything because the way he raised me shaped me into who I am today. So I'm just very thankful for everything he's done for me. He was also a big Christian, and he would take me to church, and we hated it. It got to a point where I was, like, I'll take you out to eat if you come with me to church. And so I look back on those things now, and I'm like, he really wanted the best for me. He wasn't trying to be a hard dad. Tough love. He really just wanted the best for me, and I would thank him done for me. And I just let him know how much I love him so, and how thankful I am.
Thank you, Dad. Super, super dope, Miss Hollywood. Any final nuggets? You've dropped so many nuggets today. You've dropped so many gems. You're wise beyond your years. You reminded me of a quote. There's two of the most important things. Two of the most important things we should remember is the day we were born and the reason why. The day we discovered the reason why. And what you just said reminded me of you. What you're doing. You're changing lives. You're helping people. You're helping everyone, animals, all of it. You're doing so much. And so the reason why you're here is necessary. And I thank you for what you do, everything that you do, everything. Pinup, mental health, motivation, encouragement, all of it. All of your TikToks, you shine through it all. Ups, downs, broken ACs, all of it. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I thank you for the support and for having me on here. If I would leave you with a little nugget, that's actually the first time I heard that quote. But I would say be yourself, because for a long time, I cared too much about what people thought of me. Like, am I going to say the wrong thing? Am I going to do the wrong thing? And you're not going to be happy. So I say be yourself, and people used to make fun of me for the way I dressed, and my sister jokes about it, but they tell me it looks like I'm wearing curtains because I like the really ruffled up shirts. And like I said, I never really like fit in into like a group. And but so people would just talk about me behind my back, or I don't know the reason for it. But I would say just be yourself. It doesn't matter what others think of you. Like, they might be hurting. There might be something going on with them that you don't know about. Not just be kind. So there are people that I wasn't, or I didn't think I was friends with before because of negativity, and then I found out they were actually going through something really traumatic, and that was the reason for the negative behavior. But I would say just be yourself and do what you love to do, and live a happy life. You get one life on earth. Of course, life is better, but you get one physical life on earth, and just make sure it's worth it. Don't live miserably.
Whew, so good. So good. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. Miss Hollywood, you're incredible. Thank you again for being here today. You're amazing. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate it. How can people find you? How can people connect with you? How can people learn more about you and follow your story and your journey?
Yeah, so on my TikTok and my Instagram, I have my pinup name, which is Miss DeeDee DeMilo. Um, I mean, you could probably look up my name too. Yeah, so Miss DeeDee DeMilo is probably the best way to talk.
Check her out, y'all. Check her out. Again, she is now my hero. Follow her story, follow her journey, and be inspired. Be encouraged, be motivated, and live your truth, man. I think she's been sprinkling that all episode. Like, be who you are. Be who you are. Be who you want to be. If everyone, it seems like they're against you, continue to live your life, because it's yours. It's your life, not anyone else's. Do what you want to do. Super, super powerful. This is Miss Hollywood herself on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, spilling nuggets, spilling tea, helping us and serving our country, serving everyone. Thank you, Miss Hollywood. I appreciate you.
So much.
Absolutely. Thank you all, my audience, for tuning in to this episode. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was impactful. I hope this encouraged you. She encouraged you, because she's inspired me to keep going, keep pushing forward, and thank you for your service. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you do. Like I end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always, always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and Miss Hollywood herself, signing off. Love you guys. Bye.